Hey team, welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about setting up your development environment so that we can do some React coding. The first hard dependency that you need to cover is installing Node.js in your system, assuming you haven't already done so. In order to start install Node.js, all you need to do is literally come to this website here and just follow the instructions. It is extremely easy, and again, you guys should be more than comfortable doing this on your own if you already made it up to this point in the course. I strongly recommend that you stick to the LTS version. LTS stands for long-term support. So I strongly recommend that you stick to the LTS. Even if you're watching this in the future, I do recommend that you stick to this one. And as you can see, they are telling you this is recommended for most users. So you go ahead and do that. The next thing that I want to recommend that you install is VS Code. VS Code is free software, but it is, in my humble opinion and in my experience, an amazing tool for JavaScript and React, specifically React development. I started using it when I was in my early stages of playing with React, and it was a game changer for me because for many reasons. I also had some of the people that I was following, that I was learning React from, were using this, and I just got hooked because of all the add-ons, all the extensions that they have that support React development. I'm not saying that Atom or Sublime Text don't have good features for it. All I'm saying is that I don't know much about it, and I can only guarantee that Visual Studio is a good choice of tool for the React side of it. Again, if you are familiar with Atom, if you're familiar with Sublime Text or any other text editor that you're already comfortable with, you're not really required to do this. This is just my recommendation. If this is something that I can vouch for, because I know it's a good tool for this part. It's going to be a good tool for this part of the course. Okay. Now, another thing that I promised is that I was going to show you how I have VS Code set up for my development. As you can see here, I have a bunch of extensions that I have installed over time. And again, when I started learning React on my own, some of the people that I followed, some of the people that I learned from, had some of these amazing extensions installed, and I did so too, and it helped me a lot. So what I want to recommend is that you take a look here. Read up on the extensions. This is not a course on VS Code extensions, so I'm not gonna invest too much time telling you about them. Just read up and make sure that you install them, because if you're using VS Code, I promise you that we're gonna be using these extensions and their capabilities. Prettier is one that we are going to use every time we save our file. The Python one, you can ignore this one. Please ignore this one. This has nothing to do with the coding that we're going to perform in React. So the last thing that I want to show you is my settings here. First off, let me just erase this. First off, I want you to come to text editor, and in formatting, please make sure that you have this one checked, like I have here. Format unsafe. This is actually gonna trigger Prettier, and Prettier is an extension that's gonna help us to make sure that we have a clean format for our JavaScript and HTML, or JSX, which is the syntax, the React syntax that we're gonna be looking at in the future. And just make sure that you have this set up the same way I do. So I'm just scrolling really quick. You can, to give you a chance to stop the video and just double check. Again, this is the current version that I have right now. I believe I have the latest. I'm pretty sure I updated it. If for some reason you're far into the future and you have a newer version of this, then just make sure that you read on and that you yeah, I think this is pretty much boilerplate, so I'm not gonna bore you with it. But you know, make sure that you that you make the connections if this ever changes. The other important piece, and this is the last thing that we're going to look at, is Emmet. Emmet, amongst other things, it's a great little way to write HTML faster. So however little HTML we're going to do in this course, Emmet is going to be supporting that because it basically enables autocomplete. It also makes things really easy with Bootstrap when we're coding classes and whatnot. Again, it's a very simple thing, and I'd rather show you rather than giving you a lecture on what Emmet is. So just make sure that your settings are like mine. And also here in settings, do a search for include languages. Here, make sure you get this one, Emmet include languages. You go here, and then you can edit yours by clicking on this little pencil here, at least on this version of VS Code, on the version I am using. And all you need to do once you click it here, it'll allow you to edit this. And I want to recommend that you have it just exactly as I have it here. If there are any major updates in newer versions, I'll be sure to share with you. But at the time of this recording, which is almost fall of 2018, these are the settings that are gonna make sure that you have the same functionality as I do on VS Code. So again, go knock this down on your own. Do some light reading on this. It is pretty self-explanatory, so I don't want to just read all this stuff for you. So just go install it. If you're in the future and there are newer versions, don't worry about it. Just make sure that they're coming from the same source. So I'm just gonna go one by one, real slow, so you guys can see. And I would say just make sure that they come from the same source, and you should be okay, even if it's a newer version. Again, I cannot control if they deprecate any features that I'm going to be using in this tutorial. If there's anything major, I'll be sure to update the recording at that point. But for now, you should be good with this. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lecture, where we're going to create our boilerplate application with the create React command. See you then.